T-Man 978 Top 10 Chill Review 2016. Right now I'm going to try to pick just 10 of my favorite figures for Transformers Masterpiece line and Masterpiece equivalent, third party. This is going to be very, very, very difficult because I love each and every one of these figures. There's only one guy who I could put on a chopping block, or if I sold him or if he disappeared out of my collection, I wouldn't even notice or care. But the rest of these guys are all awesome, and that's why I own them. So, wish me luck. Don't be disappointed by what I pick, because pretty much whichever one of these is in front of me at the moment is my favorite. Some of them I like more than others, and let me try to get into that. Of all the toys I showed at the beginning, these two not being in the top 10 list probably is killing somebody, but Sun Surge, his proportions are off to me. He's a fun toy, super posable, but something about him is just a little bit wonky. I'm happy to have it in my collection, and it does fill out my Autobots, but I just know Hasbro is going to eventually, or not Hasbro, Takara told me, is going to eventually put out something better. I just feel it in my heart that they're going to put out something way better, and he's going to be sold immediately. War Dog, on the other hand, or Warpath, this is an awesome figure that looks so good. Only issues I have with him is he doesn't really look 100% G1, and he's a very big figure. Like, he's bigger than Sun Surge when they're standing up. Any other problems I have with him? This arm does not hold this shield very well, so. Oh yeah, and the transformation just sucks. Oh my god. That transformation was like 10 minutes in my review for him, and that was me cutting it down from editing. But now let's move on to the top 10. 10. After over 10 years, Takara told me finally gave us the Conehead Seekers. And to be honest with you, they exceeded my expectations as far as what they're going to do as far as the tooling. Like, they totally revamped a lot of the tooling, and I really like that. But the number 10 spot of these two would have to go to Thrust. I have more of a liking for Thrust, and it honestly feels like he's heavier than Ramjet, like they put more diecast in him. But I've always liked him more than Ramjet, and I love the tooling and molding that they give him. So if this guy wasn't on my shelf, I would be sad. So he's number 10 for me. 9. Quake Wave is an awesome and imposing figure. I mean, the way they painted him and the coloring and whatnot is just so awesome. And then the way it just feels in your hand, like, it is very substantial. But out of the other characters, he's kind of plain. And if I have any issues, doesn't 100% fit the G1 aesthetic from the waist down. So I knock points off as far as that. But this thing is awesome, and he would look good in any Masterpiece G1 collection. 8. Things are getting difficult already. This is an awesome looking figure. It would grab your attention right away. If anybody walks past the shelf, it definitely commands your attention based upon the colors. The repro labels help, but man, the only thing holding him back from being top further down on the list is the articulation. The articulation in some areas, especially the shoulders, sucks very badly, and he doesn't even have a waist joint. So I definitely would recommend this for your Masterpiece collection, but he's not the 100% tops. 7. Ironhide and Ratchet. If I didn't have these in my collection, I would definitely be sad, because besides these stupid hip skirts, they look just like the cartoon. I mean, give or take some design aesthetics that people complain about that in hand don't bother me as much, but they look just like the source material. And if I had to pick one of them over the other, it is extremely difficult because I definitely like both of them. But I think I would have to go with Ratchet for this slot right here. They're the same mold basically. Only thing different is their head and color scheme. So it is very difficult to pick one, but I'm gonna go with Ratchet. 6. Number 6. I love these two right here. I've been playing with them a lot. They're very similar, the same mold basically, except a few things. Of course, Backland is going to take a backseat to Brawny because Brawny has more sentimental value. I barely remember Backland or Outback from the cartoon. And of course, this would be the equivalent of Brawn if it was an official Transformer. But this is a very nice figure. The transformation isn't too difficult. It looks like the source material, or at least enough like the source material for me to be happy. And like I said, I've been having a lot of fun with him. So that's why he gets my number 6 spot. 5. Things are getting super difficult, folks. But this is Ocular Max Sphinx, and he is beautiful. When I was a kid, I saw somebody playing with the original Mirage when I was having a doctor's visit in the waiting room. And man, I was so jealous that I wasn't that kid. Because Mirage looks so good and now feels so good that 30 years later, not only do I have a Mirage, but he looks way better than that G1 toy. So that's why he gets this spot, and it was very difficult between this guy and the next guy. 4. MPP-10V. Voyager class size, Masterpiece 10, Convoy, or Optimus Prime. I never thought I would have a knockoff toy on a top 10 list of Transformers, but this thing is freaking amazing and beautiful. It's like, since I owned this thing a few months ago, or a couple of months ago, I've barely been able to put it down. It's just so awesome. It's so great that they are able to shrink down a lot of the engineering for the official toy into this size. It's like, he's small. It's supposed to be going with your Chug line, but he is definitely out of the Chug line's league because it is just so beautiful, and it even has a ton of die-cast, more die-cast than the official toy. So man, that's why he makes this list, and this list has been very difficult so far. 3. Masterpiece Hot Rodimus. I had a hard time putting this toy down at the beginning of this year, but I eventually did put him down because I got so many other figures. But oh, I've had so much fun posing him, even though his posability is a bit wonky in certain areas. But the two guns, I love making a character dual wield, and it's just so easy to pose. And I have to really, really appreciate this guy because I know he got me a lot of subscribers and even made Optibotimus come and comment in my comments. So that was very fun. But overall, as far as the actual toy, I really, really enjoy him. This is actually a pre-production sample. I didn't realize that when I did the review. And I do eventually want to get an official one. But this toy, since it's the same thing, is actually nice. And if you own it and you're like me, you'll have a hard time putting it down. Especially when you're challenging yourself to get it into good poses. The way the crotch piece is, it makes you feel like you won't be able to move the legs a certain way. But if you fiddle around with it, you can get him to look good just like I've been doing this whole time I've been talking. 2. This one is going to be a shocker, but it's X-Transbots Arcos, or Beachcomber. This little thing right here is just, I have a thing for small figures, and when a figure is small but really, really freaking posable as well, like that Hot Rodimus or Hot Rod I was just playing with is posable, but this guy right here, he has mid forearm rotation, which is cool. I love that. He does not come with this little gun. That's a third-party product on top of a third-party product. But, man, like the fact that he can lift his leg all the way up here, still look forward. It's just about the only problem with him is the transformation because of this thing right here. But other than that, this little figure is like perfect. It looks like a real official masterpiece, and I can't believe it. And he's just been so fun for me since I've owned it. I was going to say the whole year that I had it, but I didn't have it for a full year yet. But that's why he gets this spot right here. Number 1. Number 1, Fans Toys Willis. Since I saw this toy, I was like, I have to own this thing. And thank you, Matt, for giving me the opportunity to own this and all the other toys that you sent. I have to give Matt a great thank you because he helped me fill voids in my collection so huge that it's just unbelievable. And without him, I wouldn't even have half of these toys to be talking about right now. But this guy is supposed to be Masterpiece Hound. He looks just like he walked completely out of the show. And his construction, the way he's built, the way the plastic quality feels, the die cast, this is just an amazing figure to be held. It's like, almost like you don't want to mess with it because it feels like an action figure and a statue at the same time. I admit, those in Fans Toys just feels like that, period. But, man, he just looks so perfect. His articulation is limited in certain areas, and he can get a little bit wonky, but this has been one of the most impressive toys. Like, I can't believe that it's not an official masterpiece. It's like crazy that this isn't an official masterpiece. And I'm still in disbelief every time I touch this toy or every time I look at it. I would just think that this Autobot symbol was already pre-applied when I bought it. But that is why he is number 1. So, what do you think? Out of all of these Transformers that I've come to own during the year of 2016, which would you have picked to be your number 1? So, yeah, keep in mind that I know some of these toys are older than 2016, but I myself didn't come to own them until 2016. So, that's why some of these are on this list if that caused you any confusion. This was a very difficult video for me to make because, like I said, I love all these toys. There was only just one toy that I could bash on, but the rest of them are spectacular. So I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, let me know what you think in the comments. Click any video that's popping up right now because I've put out a lot of stuff. And I have a few giveaways still going on, so make sure you look in my description for those giveaway videos. But until next time, T-Man978 out of here.